See everyone back again. So many same faces. Rodney, I see you, and Ingrid and Natasha. Whoa, we got some new faces too, Stephen and Stephanie. Whoa, beautiful to see everyone. Please take a moment to put your name in the chat and where you're calling in from. You can see we're really all around the world. And welcome to day 3. Today is Ancient Father. And we're part of this 7 days of rest and returning to reweaving wholeness. And this is part of a global movement. This is the 7th year that the 7 days of rest has happened. And that was the original impulse that came to Shelley Ostrov, that she would do this for 7 years to support the healing and replenishment of humans and planet and all of life. And so our participation here is not only for ourselves, and you can pat yourself on the back for starting your year off and committing to taking time to rest and deepen and enter into these powerful portals of energy. And know that we're doing so not just with the group that's been gathering here every day, and thank you for joining us, but with people all around the world in other events, other offerings. So the field is rich and full. And so I'm going to start by having us again review the video that was created for the 7 days so that we can feel that weaving of those energies, and we can tune back into the energy of the ancient mother that we experienced together, and a real call for forgiveness of ourselves and all of our mothers, so that we can clear that lineage and we can open up to our relationship with the origin of our mother. And then yesterday we had the rivers of life with Manoj and with Alexi, very deep, very tender, very really opening to what's happening on the planet, and letting that music of Manoj really kind of help us to just keep moving it through. So let's watch the video, and then we'll launch into our day today. Such a beautiful video. You have to thank Shelley and Jan for that beautiful video and for this energy of these portals that we're entering into. And so let's start just by dropping into our hearts, feeling the bottom of our feet, connecting in with our Mother Earth, Mother Life, and connecting in with the rivers of life that flow through us and all around us. Feeling the global field that's present in this process of rest and reweaving wholeness. And know that our presence here today, our presence in our heart and with our breath, has an impact on the field. And so I'm going to bring on, we have two beautiful men who are going to be guiding us in this portal of the ancient father. And I'm going to bring on our first one, Michael Lindfield, and I'm going to introduce him. You can see my beautiful friend Michael here. Michael Lindfield is highly regarded consultant and spiritual guide with over 50 years of international experience supporting individuals and organizations unleash the creativity of the human spirit in response to the urgent need of our times and the compelling call of the soul to shape a more compassionate, just, and joyful future. His background includes that he was 14 years as the gardener and director of education at Finhorn community in Scotland. He's done organic farming in Sweden. He's conducted seminars on transforming self and society from the inside out. And he is currently the board president of the Meditation Mountain, Ojai, California. And he's one of my favorite men on the planet. That's why I asked him to come here. I feel like he really embodies the energy of the wholeness of the mother and the father, and he'll be weaving that for us today. Michael, thank you for joining us today. Love you so much.
Thank you, Teresa. And yes, lovely to be here with you all from Meditation Mount in the Ojai Valley in Southern California. So before we dive into this, I'd like to take a moment by way of introduction to explain my current understanding of what we call the one life, just to place everything in context. This is how I understand it now. It will expand and change tomorrow, but as of today, these are my words. I view this great life as a unified field. We could call it a generative mystery in whom we live and move and have our being. And we've been told through the ageless wisdom teaching that in order for the one to know itself, it needs to meet itself and sense the quality and substance of its own being firsthand. Therefore, in order for the one to become self-aware, it needs to be made manifest and enter into the magnificent and awesome drama we know as creation, daily life. So in this way, I'd like to connect day one and the ancient mother with today, day three, and the ancient father. For me, they represent the twin aspects of a unified field, the two poles of the cosmic magnet of creation, which in the Agni Yoga teaching is referred to as the dual origin. So the ancient mother, the ancient father, their union is how the one manifests itself. The one, through its dual nature as the two, creates the three, and the three is the lighted offspring of the sacred communion of mother and father. And this offspring is the child of consciousness that enables the profoundly and mysterious process by which the one becomes aware of itself and achieves self-realization. And the beautiful fact is that you and I are intimate and integral partners in this cosmic dance, in this amazing process of revelation. So that's by way of opening and setting the context. I invite us now to bring ourselves into a point of meditation and stillness. Let's do this by using deep, gentle breathing. Let us bring ourselves to this inner point of stillness. And with each breath, we release any tension that we may be holding in our physical body. Allow the tensions to melt away. And as we continue to consciously breathe, we do the same for our emotional body. And we allow any feelings that may be swirling and causing waves and ripples inside us to subside. Allow your feeling body to be like a calm lake. And we continue to breathe deeply and gently, and we release any extraneous thoughts that may be filling our mind. Allowing the breath to clear the mind, like the wind blowing the clouds from the sky, so that the mind is clear, serene, and receptive. And to complete this initial alignment and weaving, let us stand together inside the heart. Enter into that deep, silent place that is your heart, and sense the fire of love burning brightly. This fire of love is a spark of the eternal flame that lives in all beings. So let us connect with each other, heart to heart, to heart, to heart, as we weave together a matrix of coherence, of communion, of community. And into this living space of loving concordance, let us invite and invoke the presence of the Ancient Father. I am the Ancient of Days, the Ancient Father. I am the seed bearer of fiery hope. I carry the fire of eternal love from the heart of the cosmos into the time-bound fields of terrestrial existence. Let my words sink fully into your cells. Impregnate the atoms of your being and register in your blood and bones as a deep knowing and remembrance of your true origin and identity. I am the ancient Father. I am the inexhaustible and inextinguishable fire of spirit. I am the eternal flame of life. I am the omnipresent fire of the heavens. As the ancient Father, I am infinite, eternal, omnipotent. There is no place which knows me not. As the ancient Father, I have stood watch over this earth garden through countless eons, ensuring that the seed and promise of love may be germinated and quickened. My ever vigilant presence guarantees that after seasons and seasons of your striving, light and beauty and love will eventually flower on earth from out of the depth, darkness, and density of Gaia. My promise is that earth will be a garden of great beauty as the fire of the ancient Father is ignited and kindled inside your heart. Please know that the ancient Father is not a distant relative or parent. Know that I am closer than breathing and nearer than hands and feet. I, the ancient Father, am the macrocosmic fire of life that lives inside the microcosm of all creation. I live inside the cosmos of your being. I live at the heart of your ecosystem of self. For each of you is a fractal and a reflection of the one. This is your essential nature. This is the truth of your being, that your ancient texts and scriptures remind you when they declare, having pervaded the universe with a fragment of myself, I remain. So let us now gather around the fire to continue our journey together. We are not simply gathered around the fire. We are actually gathered in the fire and as the fire. For I, the ancient Father, am the fiery seed of creation that lives at the heart of every atom, inhabits the heart of every human soul, resides in the radiant heart of the sun, and suffuses all of creation with its effulgent power and glory. And as we gaze into the fire together, let me proclaim, I am the ancient Father, playing my part with the ancient Mother. We are joined in holy union and communion as two inseparable aspects of the one life. For together we are invited to reveal in form the beauty and grace of the love that underlies all life, the love that lives as a potent promise in the heart of every atom, every human, and every creature who inhabits each and every realm of existence, both visible and invisible. Let this fire speak to us and remind us that the ancient Father lives inside you. The ancient Mother lives inside you. When these dual origins are brought together in sacred communion inside your heart, the consummation of this divine marriage creates the promised child, the child of love. You are each the bearers of my seed. You are the revealers of the power of love and the presence of love. Whenever the two of us are separated, the ancient Mother and the ancient Father, the world suffers. Coherence dissolves, and love and goodness cease to flow and circulate around the great chain of being. Whenever the Mother and Father are separated in your consciousness, the world descends into despair, into chaos, into war, and into strife. However, when the two of us live in deep communion and sacred union with each other inside of you, it guarantees that the wholeness and beauty of life in all its myriad forms may be revealed and manifested through all that we think, say, and do each day. So as the ancient Father, I honor the other aspect of my unified self by celebrating the ancient Mother. As we prepare to enter the coming new age, where the divine feminine nourishes and calls forth a new order of relationship among all beings, I, the ancient Father, offer this following prayer as an affirmation and a hymn to the ancient Mother. This is my prayer to the Mother. Our Mother, whose body is the earth, blessed be thy name. thy love prevail and live in each of us and all creation. Bless us this day with thine abiding grace, and open our hearts to the power of love, so we may give freely of this love to all, and lead us from darkness and fear into the radiant light of our own Christed self. So as we view the Mother's Prayer together on the screen, we allow it to sink in through the music of Gary Maklin, called Unconditional Love.
Thank you, Mike, so much. Love to hear any words you might have to just bring that together in our hearts even more deeply. You're muted, Michael.
I have no more words.
So beautiful.
The words have been spoken, and our task is to make the word flesh. The word of love needs to be embodied, made flesh, and it's done through the Holy Communion between the Ancient Father and the Ancient Mother, who live inside each of us as our dual origin, as our essential nature. That's my deep sense of this mystery. Thank you for this privilege of being together and honoring life in this way.
I felt that so profoundly as you were speaking around when the two are one inside of us. And I think sometimes we resist like the masculine or the feminine, or there's something, and that this time what's required is that we own the wholeness of ourselves, that we claim that wholeness of ourselves in order to be that living expression of life that we are. And when we do that, everything will change.
Thank you. That was the key for me, really understanding the words from the Bhagavad Gita. Having pervaded the universe with a fragment of myself, yet I remain. That means I, Michael, you, Teresa, everyone on this call are fractals of the one life. Therefore, inside of us, the mother and the father coexist. And you go back to the Greek philosopher Anaxagoras, who said, everything is contained in everything. That's part of the mystery of knowing that I live inside of life, life lives inside of me, and then each day we're offered an opportunity to respond to that deep call. And the planet at the moment is asking us to respond to the deep call of our essential nature, to build a world that is just and joyful, respectful, and does justice and honors the truth of who we are. So I did have a few more words to say, but that's it. Anyway, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Let's all just send Michael so much love. I really felt like the Ancient Father, that he could really evoke that portal for us in such a deep and profound and simple way. And we love you. We love you, Michael. Yeah. So I told you that we had two men today. And so I'm going to bring the other one on, Gary Maklin. Hello, beautiful Gary.
Hello, hello, Teresa, and hello, Global Coherence family.
Yeah, and the Connection Field is actually hosting this. So
oh, nice. Okay, well,
a gathering of organizations like Good of the Whole and Unify and Heart Math and Islands, and it's a growing collaboration, and we're really happy to have you come. Another man, I think, that can invoke an aspect of the Ancient Father. And Gary, you have some words to share and some music to share. And I just want to say, we played 3 pieces of music so far from Gary's Unspeakable Grace. The first one during the opening slideshow was called The Welcoming. And I thought it was the perfect thing as we were welcoming everyone to come and get settled before we started, that it was the perfect piece. Then during the little meditation that Michael did, we played Returning Home, which was, again, another like beautiful place to drop in. And then with the Ancient Mother, Unconditional Love. So we got a really good kind of like food of Gary Malkin's beautiful music. That was from Graceful Passages. So thank you so much, Gary. Yeah.
Oh my God, what an honor to be here. I've been kind of in my woodshed working out some things. And so I haven't been as involved as I want to be with 7 days of rest, or for a number of things with Unity, other than what I did at Peace Week last September. I saw Dana Tomasino in the audience, and hi, Dana. Yeah, thank you so much, Teresa. Guys, there's such a kind of prayerful, quieting energy that I hope that what I have these two little jewels, 2-minute jewels to share. And after Michael's words, I mean, I don't think I can add very much more eloquence than Michael's extraordinary word. Hi, Michael. It's so good to see you, brother. I've missed our calls, and I'm happy to see you here. I do feel though that even though they might feel obliquely aesthetically connected, art being such a powerful medium of knowing ourselves. It's like that thing that everything is contained within everything. And so it'll mean what I'm going to play you will have mean different things for different people. But for me, there's something about receiving the transmission of something that speaks to, even subjectively or aesthetically, a part of the fractal of it, what I think Ancient Father means. So the first thing I'm going to play is just this 2-minute track from Thrive 2, Teresa, which there's something about this track that I chose for this purpose because it's called Scaling the Universe. I don't remember that section in the movie of Thrive 2, but there's this gravitas and profound celebration of manifestation that I feel in this music. And I'd like to think that the second half of the music, which is only 2 minutes long, less than 2 minutes, is like the unfolding of the feminine inside and around the masculine. It's very subjective, and each of you will hear different things in this piece of music, but that's the beautiful thing about art, and it's a beautiful thing. It helps us reflect on the different fractals of meaning, and we create meaning for ourselves in it as well. So I don't have much more to say other than my most favorite role in my life has been a father, but this is about the Ancient Father. And one of the things that I know, this is not metaphysical, and I know that this is more personal, but when I heard that Ancient Father was the program that I was going to speak to, I found it to be so poignantly perfect for me, because I've only recently uncovered a real trauma that happened to me at 7, just at the point when I was needing my father to save me from my Jewish smothering enmeshed mother, who, God love her, she died 7 months ago and I loved her to pieces, but I needed to be handed over to the masculine. And my dad ended up falling in love with another woman in 1960 and leaving me, and leaving the whole family, and no one told me what happened. In those days, they didn't think that a 7-year-old would know what this meant. And I've suddenly realized that if that didn't happen, I would never have become the musician I am, because that's when I didn't know where else to go, but to just go into music and into the other world that music provided. But I'm now realizing the cost, and I'm now studying and exploring and feeling and dropping into the fierce traumatic avoidance of father because of the suffering that it caused. That has cost me a lot, So those 4 archetypes, magician, lover, warrior, king, I kind of avoided all the skill sets of warrior and king because I wanted to be the lover and the magician, but I'm paying for it now. So that's more of a personal take on the father archetype, but I'm currently in the middle of reclaiming the warrior and the king. And that's one of the reasons why I love this piece of music. It's almost like this piece that you're about to hear is like whatever that, when they crown the coronation, it sounds like a coronation. So listen into it as you wish. And I'm going to play this track. And then I have one other thing that's short and sweet as well, my offering to this incredible contributions that we're all sharing. So here we go. This is audio only, computer. There. So just allow yourself to dream into whatever this is for you. What do you think about that, Teresa?
I love that. That does feel like that kind of like triumph, right? And I really appreciate your story, Gary. I think that's what Michael was just talking about. It's like coming into like allowing for that emerging of the mother and father inside of ourselves so that we can
Mhm.
actually let the glory of who we are without
Mm.
any restrictions, without any holdbacks, to just shine. And I know we all have been shining, but there's something more. There's something more that wants to come through when we really allow ourselves to relax into wholeness inside of ourselves. And that's what this week is all about. And I just really appreciate you. Like, you're going so deep.
Better late than never, baby, you
Thank
know.
you for all of us.
No, but it's really beautiful because now I'm relating even to the music that's come through me, realizing that it's always been there, but I turned the other cheek out of pain.
Yeah.
And now I can kind of almost go back to the archetypal energies that came through me in spite of my trauma and my conditioning, and suddenly realize that we're all, you know, it was always and ever, as Dot Maver said, it's always and ever about love and the wholeness that everything is contained within everything. It's nice when you have seeds planted that you can water it rather than ignore it.
Yeah.
And I really, so in the spirit of that, I'm going to play one more track to share. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Let me just share before you do. So some people like reflected what that felt like.
Oh,
So
good. I love that. In
Ed,
fact, that's what I really wanted that. So thank you.
Francis said a wedding procession, marriage immediately came to mind. That's like talking about that inner marriage. Marcy said, Gary, I felt like Merlin was with this first piece, so magical. And Sybil said, what a beautiful piece, Gary. Claire, magical, grand, celebratory. Thank you, Gary. Loved all your music.
Oh, God.
Yeah, pure.
You know, by the way, I've never shared, other than that Science of Love track, Teresa, that you've heard, I've never shared any cues from Thrive. But something that Foster said, Foster Gamble, the producer, the producing team of Foster and Kimberly, he said that when you listen to the soundtrack from beginning to end, you actually get a less intellectual overview of the whole journey. And I shamelessly self-promoting that my soundtrack albums for both Thrive films have been on my website for a number of years now. And I thought they're really fun to listen to and to allow your intellect to rest and fill in the blanks, so that the universal language of human emotion is, you get this pure musical archetypal journey, pure sound of the film's story, you know. And so I want to encourage you to go on my site, I'll put it in the chat, but to practice and exercise the listening capacity for these archetypal energies, which are all there too, you know. I saw you shaking your head, Michael. So yeah, so I encourage you guys, it's good practice to just let the language of music, otherwise known as deep listening, right? So any other comments that want to be said by any chance before I share one more thing?
Let's see. Magnificent. It said it felt healing to me. Freedom and flow. I really liked that one. I felt that one too. Somebody, let's see, Sherry said there were so many emotions intermingling. Just that little short piece brought up so much. Yeah.
And if that is Kennedy Braden, that might be Greg's. That might be Kennedy Braden. Hi, Kennedy. Oh my God, so good to have you there. Hi, babe. That's wonderful. I thought Kennedy B. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so beautiful to share. That's what it's for. It's for sharing. So can I play this one more track now, Teresa, you think?
Let's do it.
All right, good. And I wish there was a way to just put on a picture of something other than
How
my
about the
face.
fire? Should I put the
Yeah.
fire back? Oh no, we can't, you can't share.
Oh,
me.
right.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll
Next time
out.
I'll have a picture ready or something next time. But okay, this one is very special to me because Neil Rogan, who died last June, was one of the bards of the personal development human potential movement. And I'm one of the people that urged him to take these downloaded transmissions, and as a journeyman writer, anything that came that quickly, he mistrusted, because he was in the old school of blood, sweat, and tears. It's the only thing that makes writing work. But these things came in whole, and they were extraordinary. And the book is called Enlightenment. And here's the subtitle: Escaping the Solitary Confinement of Your Prisonality. And I love that subtitle. I just think it says so much. The prisonality, right? Well, this track, I'd like to think, has kind of an energy of father energy in it. And when I listen to it, the part of me that's been starving for the healthy father energy gets fed in ever just a touch, but it does. So I'm going to share this track and just Neil, I love you so much. I'm so glad you're on the other side looking on. Here we go.
You think your secrets make you special. What we withhold from others keeps us from knowing our connected, transcendent unity. The truth of our oneness is obscured by the lie of our separation, reinforced and held in place by the secrets we think we keep. We feel our unknown places, our private thoughts, our pettiness can be used as a refuge from being completely seen. Therefore distinct. Therefore alone. Just know you are utterly known, understood, seen, and utterly loved. You have no secrets to conceal, no sinfulness to reveal. All is known, all is forgiven. All is, as before, restored to innocence by being discovered to have been eternally unblemished. You are consciousness, aware of its true nature. Located in this dimensional space-time. You are knowingness, knowing it knows. You know?
That moment when he says, you are utterly known. I'm so curious what you think, Michael, about that, because that's how I feel sometimes when you speak, Michael. I just get fed by the waterfall of your eloquence, and you are utterly known, It's just that confidence and command that you are utterly known and seen, It just, so it touches the father energy for me. And again, very personally, contrasted with the massive metaphysical wisdom of your share, Michael. So it's a nice pairing above the two. But that's my offering of today. And so I'm in Lake Atitlan, and I'm here to kind of start my new life. I am let go of 80% of my possessions, and I'm asking, how do I feel home wherever I am, so I can find the home that's calling me next. And it's a phenomenal, incredible growing experience that I feel so grateful to be in the middle of. And that's me.
Thank you, Gary. I'm reminded of the phrase my mother always would say, home is where the heart is.
Exactly. Now I understand what that means. Embodiment's a great idea, especially when you directly experience it. It's like great concept, but when you experience it, it's another matter entirely,
Gary, but that was what we began the broadcast with. In order for the one to know itself, it has to break itself into this billion pieces of itself and then remember itself.
Exactly.
Remembering is a conscious remembering. Therefore, it's a growing awareness. It's a self-realization. It's this journey from the I am, which is this amorphous state, to I am that, which is identifying with everything outside, and then the return home. I am that I am.
Right. Oh, I love that.
Which is
Yeah. That's beautiful. I love that breakdown, Michael. I am that, I am that I am. That is, I never fully understood the breakdown of those three meanings. That's just tremendous. Thank you so much.
You guys are so beautiful. Do you see why I brought these two men to help us with the Father today? And I'm going to remove both of your spotlights, and I'm going to go to gallery view so that we can see everyone. And if anybody has something they'd like to share before we go, we have about 6 minutes, and I'd love to hear from some of you today. If there's something I knew, Pascal, I've been watching you this whole time. I have this sixth sense when I know somebody's going to share. So I'm going to spotlight you for everyone. Pascal, so lovely to see you again. Thanks for coming every day with us.
Yes, thank you, Teresa. I'm in Ottawa. Recently, I saw a beautiful video of Veda Austin from New Zealand, and expanding on the work of Masaru Emoto, the expert on water.
Mhm.
She gave an interview to Gaia, her again, and on Gaia, and she explained how she was doing pictures of water, revealing beautiful patterns, starting from words, thoughts, music, pictures. And she said, I've taught to children how to do it. So anybody can do it. Well, I said, well, I awoke my child still at the bottom of my heart, and I done my own experiments. And and I was amazed. If I may, I've taken 3 words that I soaked in the water for about 30 seconds, as I was instructed by Veda, and pulled them out, let freeze about 30, 40 minutes. And if I may pull my makeshift easel. So that's the French word for amour. Okay. Yeah, that's that love. So love. Whoops. Well, all right. So it gives this here. Look at the pattern.
Look at that. Wow. Beautiful, Pascal.
Yeah, and you see that dark spot on top.
Yeah.
At one point, the glass or the ice swivel on the right. Well, that's the same. No, this one here. Yeah, so this one. Yeah, at one point, the ice swivel on the right, and it started melting. And I saw on top, well, maybe we don't see it. I guess, well, maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, no, this way. So I saw on top a fighter jet, and underneath, well, I don't see too much of the fighter jet, but underneath, extending hands. So this, I saw in that hands reaching out for help or offering help in a war situation. So, well, one might say, well, these are just simulacra, things that we identify with in random forms or shapes. But look at this one, guerre, which means war, and it gives that.
Wow.
What does it make you think of? It's barbed wires. I saw barbed wires in that picture.
Wow.
And well, if I were Leonardo da Vinci, it would have taken me probably a week to draw this pattern. And but I'm not, and I did not use Photoshop except to highlight the contrast and the shapes, the patterns. And the last one that I've taken was if I can pull it out. Sommeil, which means, I won't show you the word, but it means sleep. So here it is, the last one, if you bear with me. Sleep, and that's what sleep looks like with my experiment.
Mhm.
The very, very, I guess it should be the other way around, but it doesn't matter. Well, what does matter because it goes up this way. It's kind of a plant pattern or fiber,
Yeah.
biological fiber.
Flowers or something.
Yeah, flowers.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. I was really stunned by those pictures. I mean, and again, no Photoshop. It's just except for highlighting the patterns and contrast, and so that's it. So you can see the beautiful video by Veda Austin on vedaaustin.com, and I still have to work on what she did, doing same pictures with music. So Gary, maybe I'll do your music one point to see how it looks in water.
Pascal,
Okay.
thank you for sharing that. It
Teresa-
really
My pleasure.
shows you how our words. Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
And Pasquale, what you're confirming is energy follows thought.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everything we think, say and do changes the world, creates a world, which is why the union of the ancient father and the ancient mother and their expression of love, that when it outpictures itself, it is a depiction of love.
Yeah.
Thank
Whatever language. I think that, well, you know, probably, of course, you know, language transcends, water, love, transcends any language, any world, or transcends word and worlds, literally, or it comes from worlds.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you, Teresa.
Everyone, for being here today. Tomorrow is Breath of Life. I'm so looking forward to that. We have a bunch of beautiful women who are going to join together to share with us the breath of life. So I hope that you'll join us again tomorrow for day 4 of our 7 days of rest and reweaving wholeness. Michael and Gary, we love you. Thank you so much. You can get the recordings of these on the connection field and also our YouTube channel. I put the links in the chat. And let's unmute.
And I just want to say Sunday, it's going to be a special ceremony. Dana Tomasino, Ben Bowler, beautiful closing final day of the 7 days of rest. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Sure, everybody knows. So let's unmute so we can just say our goodbyes and yay. Love you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a wonderful
Blessings to
evening.
all.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bless all of you. Bye.
Love and aloha from Big Island. Mahalo.
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 A bientôt.
Take
A
this
bientôt.
your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Tot morgen. Dag, dag. Tot morgen.
Hasta luego.
Hasta mañana.